For today's Heritage Highlight, I am joined by Austin Ferguson,
Good morning.
who has a job like none other at Mayo Clinic. Tell us what you do here, Austin.
I am the carillonneur of the Mayo Clinic.
So that means he is the person behind the wonderful sounds coming from the Mayo Clinic Carillon, located 18 floors above us right
Yes,
now
sir.
in the historic Plummer Building. And Austin, while you have a really nice office here in the second floor, your passion is clearly with the bells, and I can't wait to get a behind-the-scenes tour.
Yes, very much so. We're kind of in the underbelly of the building right now, but we're going right up to the very top.
All right, let's go.
And I'll go through here and then up to the right.
So Austin, we're all the way underneath the bells here now, and correct me if I'm wrong, Mayo Clinic is the only medical center in North America that has a carillon, right?
That's true, yes.
Give us a little bit of a history here.
So the original 23, the largest 23 bells, were installed in 1928. They're original to the building. Were actually donated by the Mayo brothers, believe it or not. They paid for it themselves. In 1977, you can kind of see some of the smaller bells are up over on that side. In 77, 33 smaller ones were added, which brought the total to our current 56, making it the largest instrument in the state of Minnesota. And the largest bell, actually, it's the only one that has any sort of inscription right above us. It says, "Dedicated to the American Soldier by William J. and Charles H. Mayo." So from the outset, both Mayo brothers served in the Army Medical Corps in World War I, and so this entire instrument was designed from the outset to be a war memorial, actually. And because of that, by direct request of Dr. Will, every recital starts off with "My Country 'Tis of Thee."
To this day.
Has been since the first day it was played.
Wonderful. So let's talk about the mechanics of this instrument. One thing that people may not realize is that these bells actually do not move.
That's correct, actually. If you look up in the top here, each one of these bells is bolted right in the middle and stays stationary. And the only moving part is the clapper. So if you see when I push it here, it's quite heavy. This is the only thing that moves. The bell, jiggles a little bit in frame, but it's stationary, and all the sound comes from moving a couple 100-pound clapper, all of about 2 inches. It's actually quite remarkable just how resonant
inches.
these are. Yeah.
Wow. And of course, you're not down here, handling every one of these. What do you call them? Clappers.
Clappers, yes, sir.
By hand. You are in a special booth where you operate this
Yes,
instrument.
that would be a neat trick, but unfortunately, I'm not quite dexterous enough for it.
Well, let's go check out your booth.
All right, I'll follow you guys back around that way.
All right, now we are in the booth with Austin, where he is just about every day to play the carillon. And Austin, talk a little bit about what we're seeing here.
Yeah, so I always call this kind of the brain of the carillon. I think something that surprises people is that the carillon is entirely mechanical. There's no electric or pneumatic assist or anything. It's basically just a giant piano that has bells instead of strings. So if you play the piano at all, you'll notice the keyboard is pretty similar. These are all maple, of course, but you have white notes and black notes, and the layout's actually exactly the same, and it's pretty simple mechanically, believe it or not. For all intents and purposes, you push down on a big broom handle, a clapper hits the side of the bell like we saw outside just a second ago, and then falls right back away. It's pretty simplistic, but quite a feat of athleticism when you get into some of the harder stuff. It's quite physical.
Austin, thanks so much for giving us a sample of your talents here and taking us behind the scenes. Now, it is Heritage Days, and you have some special performances planned each day. Give us a little bit of a taste.
I do. Actually, I'll be playing the piece you just heard, which is by Marie Antoinette, of all people. But just different recitals than I would usually do. Music by women composers, an entire program of waltzes, popular tunes, a little bit of everything, so that it's different each day, and you can just kind of tune in and listen to what you like.
Very well, and these concerts are each weekday at noon.
Yes, sir.
And we should point out, you do not have to be in Rochester to listen to Austin's concerts, because there's a live camera that is up 24/7, right? Tell us about
Yes,
that.
sir, right behind us. We put that in a couple of years ago, and we have the stream is live 24/7 on the History and Heritage website. We have a vanity URL now. It is history.mayoclinic.org/Carillon.
Wonderful. Thanks again, Austin. Appreciate your time and your talents, and thank you for watching.
Yeah, thanks for coming up.